crane parts. So let's move on to instruction 2. Instruction 2, guys, we're going to take this, it's called the crane boom, and what we're going to be doing is applying that to that part of the crane like that. So if you just do that, and then you've got to basically line them holes up and then get your pin, the longest of the two you got in this issue. And if you can see that on the camera, it's a bit rough edge there, you want that going in last. So you've got to put the smooth side in first. Now this is very fiddly, guys. Do just line that up. And be careful, of course, from past experience, if you push these in too hard, you will break the plastic. And I've done that back at the beginning of doing a crane. So on this issue, not this issue, I have done that with the other cranes I've done so far in this build. Just be careful, take your time, make sure you're happy before. I mean, pretty cool this time. So that's what we've got so far with instruction 2, and that is it. Now we're moving on to instruction 3. That's pretty cool. Let's keep basically just slot that into there like that. So that's how it's looking. And then we've got to get 2 screws, which are AP screws on this freehand. I've just placed that little section just there, safe getting it down. As you can see, here it is, it's fame and glory, which we did a few issues ago. Turn over the poop deck, got these little slit things here, and then go in those holes there. So I would have thought what we do. Hey all, welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're doing good, guys. Hope you're all well. Today, it's been an age, I'm building more of the Titanic, issues 26 and 27. Just a little inkling, we've got more cranes to build, guys. Fingers crossed it goes as well as the last video with the cranes. If you're not already subscribed, guys, remember to subscribe, like, also comment, share, press that bell notification, and you'll always be notified every time I put something up on the channel. But without further ado, guys, let's crack on with the Titanic from Hatchetpartworks. Okay then, guys, so here's the 2 issues, 126, 127. Let's get this thing open. Right, so here we have the magazine first. Let's have a look through that. There we go. Coming in the next issue, the second half of this video, we will be messing with the bulkhead, storage boxes, that upside down, connectors, stairways, vents and screws. That's what's coming in the second half of this video. So let's have a quick browse through the mag before we get going. Right, here's all the instructions. The crane. Good luck, everybody. Right, and that's what we're going to be ending up with this first issue of this video this week. Now here, guys, this little panel, I might just do that off camera, give you a little shot after it, say bringing the actual model down, because it's getting pretty big now and awkward to move about. And what I'm going to do now is take a screenshot of the parts so you know what's in this week's pack, and then we'll crack on with instruction 1. So you've just seen what's in this week's issue, guys, this first part of the video. Now I'm going to get them out and I'll take a look. As I lay them on the table before we get building and assembling. Looks like the second after crane. Oh, here we go, guys. Just make sure, guys, if you're doing this, I would fully open the envelopes just in case there's any little pieces hiding in the bottom. So I don't think there is in this one. No, that's cool. Move that out of the way. Just carefully move these pieces out of the way. Again, just check the envelope for any parts stuck at the bottom of the envelope like that. That's it, it's clear. Right, and then here we've got AP screws, HP screws, and all these parts which you see in the diagram just before we got going. That little panel is going to have to go on the model. I might just do that off camera, guys, and give you a shot of it. I think I will. Right then, so instruction 1, we've got to take this piece here, which is 126B, and then we also need this little piece, and it is a little piece, look at that, very tiny. And then we need one of these cables, or whatever they're calling them, 126K. That's going down as a crane cable, yeah, I was right. So let me just twist that round. You've got to get the right one. They all look very similar, guys, but they are a little bit different. So what we need is this one here. Those two can go to one side from there. So what we're going to do, guys, is just place that over a plastic piece like that. Now sometimes it might be easier doing it off the desk or light on the desk and just pop it over. As you can see, they're very fine and they do keep moving about. So I might have to hold that like that and then just push this part in. That hole, you hear that click. So you need to twist that a little bit because it's not in the right position, like that. And continue to push that through. And that is how that's looking, guys. You've put these two pieces together with the cable, the crane cable in between, and then you've got to make sure that pin's sticking up, and you've got these two other pins, and story short, the two big pins are going to go in those two holes there, and the little one in that one there. So just carefully line them up, push those together, and if you get them lined up right, that should be very straightforward. There you go, they're in nice and tight. Brilliant. And at the end of instruction 1, that's how that's looking. Look at that. We're up and away, guys. We're doing this crane. Giving it palpitations, but if it goes as well as last time, we'll be okay. Right, so now we've got to take this piece here, which is 126N, and we need to put that basically over there like so. And then we're going to put a little pin in there, I would have thought. Yeah, so if I just get this pin over, which we've got here, very small. You can see that there. And there's that pin. There's two pins in this, guys, in this issue. I've also got a littler pin there, a smaller pin, just there. So we're putting in 126F, which is the longest pin, that one there. So we're going to get rid of that little one for now. Now there's a knack to doing this. What you have to do, if you can see there, you've got like a little rough end that goes in last. So what you have to do is put the smooth end in first. Now on the instructions, we've got this the other way around. So what I'm going to do is turn that the other way around. Make sure the holes are lined up. And we'll get that put in. fiddly guys, but it is doable. Now you can use tweezers for this, but just be careful it don't ping off. I've had that done to me before. And it is near enough impossible to find the pin. Right, it's going in there like that. Make sure the other side lined up. Got my little pliers, which were supplied by Hatchetpartworks for this model. Carefully just push either side until it comes through the other end. And I'm happy with that. That's good enough. Yeah, there you go. As you can see, it's come through that side. And that side's okay there. You could go a bit more with that, I think, but you want to be careful, guys, that you don't damage any of the plastic, which I have done. I think on the first crane I did. It was a nightmare. Fingers crossed this one's looking a bit easy. Well, not easy, but better. Right, so that's took us all the way to the end of instruction 2. Now what we're going to do, this is the fiddliest bit. We're basically going to attach this cable, and it goes on here, but there's loads of other little washers, etc. So what we need is this piece here, this little washer, and the small pin. Now, I've done this so many times, I've still forgot what order we've got to do this. So what we do is we need a washer in there. Yeah, it's difficult as it looks as well, guys. It's a bit of a nightmare, this is. We'll do it, we'll do it. And then this also goes in there. So what the way I do it is just put that like that. Hold it with my fingers. Get that pin in to start off with. The difficult part, putting that in. Like that. Not quite. Let's get that in first, and then we'll put the other bits in. Same time, you've got to be careful not to put too much pressure, because this is only plastic and you will damage the crane. Right, so that's near enough started to go in. So if I just carefully slide that in with my pliers. It's tough to go in, that is. But we'll go in. Yeah, that's ready to go in there, it's flush there. So then what we do is put the washer. I've just put that pin through. You can see it's just gone through about a millimetre or two. Poke it through so you've got it in, it's not moving anywhere. Then carefully pull it back, and then carefully put the washer over the edge of the pin, like so. And then maybe push it through a little bit more. It's very difficult to do so, because if you push on the end of these cranes, they're going to snap. These crane arms, they're going to snap, and you have a problem. But at the same time, you've got to put some pressure, because if not, you will not get them into position. So right, that's there. Now what we're going to do, just make sure the hook's the right way, like that. Yeah. Put that there. Now we're going to push that through. Now, as long as the holes are lined up, we should be winning here and get it through. Sorry, I'm talking serious. Do that when I'm concentrating. I think that's gone through now. So if I just get my pliers, carefully squeeze those together, like so. Yeah, you can see it's come through that side. So now what we're going to do is carefully is the washer. And then this metal cable goes between the washer and the hook. Now you know what I mean. Why I do not like these cranes. I don't like them. These in the windows, nightmare. Silent, very quiet. Absolute nightmare. But once you get them in, it's satisfying when you know that you've done it. Just getting them in. Now they don't have to go. Right, deep breaths. See, it is going to separate if I just take my time. And guys, if you get a bit stressed doing this and you can't do it, just walk away. Come back in about 5 minutes, get a tea and biscuit or whatever. There you go, that's one. We're done. Brilliant. It is doable, as you can see, that's on there. Oh, deep breath, sigh of relief. That's it, that's instruction 3 done. The crane, cable and arm is now all attached. Brilliant. So let's move on to the next instruction. Now it just gets better. As you can see, we've got these 2 cables here. What we're going to do, if you can see there guys, got like a little right angle hook, very tiny compared to my nail, as you can see. Look at that, that's my little nail, just there. Now what we're going to do is make sure that's going inwards. First of all, place that over this pin here. So, that's the easy bit. And then just there, you can see like a little hole. That's where that's got to go. And this is very, very fiddly and difficult. But again, it can be done. It's got to take your time and panic. Bear with me if you can't see what's going on, guys. I'll show you in a sec. That's gone in. Yeah, that's gone in. Hook it over there, then put it in a pinhole, literally, into that side. Now we're going to do the same again. I'm getting better though. The first crane I did was an absolute nightmare. I just couldn't do it. I think I damaged it as well. You're not going to see it on the model, but I know it's damaged. So let's place that over there like that. Make sure I've got that in the right angle position. Yeah, so it's got to go that way. Tricking very quiet, guys. I'm concentrating so much. Don't mess this up. That's all. That's what I mean. I don't like being beaten in that sense. I've already damaged one crane. I don't want to damage another one. See, that's come out the other side. That's what happens. Personally, I did put a bit of glue last time, so I might do that again. Very slippery, moving about, look, it's annoying. Alright, I'm going to put this on. You know it's entailing, so the next time you see it, this crane will be done. Yeah, and if by magic, guys, that's it. That's the crane arm now done. And apologise, you do put a bit of glue, a dab of glue there, and then outer cables then should stay in position. It does say apply a little bit of glue, so my bad, I didn't say that straight away, guys. Now for instruction 5, we are basically putting the base to the crane. So what we're going to do, push that in there like that. You can see it turns around. Brilliant. Place that there, and we need to take a HP screw and screw that to the base. These packets seem to get harder to undo. Right, there we go. So let's get my screwdriver and line this screw up. Flip this over. Screw that into place. There we go. There we go, that's all done. And at the end of instruction 5, that's how that should be looking. Can move around. We've got a little crane. Now what we've got to do is apply that to the poop deck. So I'll just grab that. Yeah, so here's the poop deck. You've got 2 holes and 2 big pins. You basically just slot them into there like that. So that's how that's looking. And then we've got to get 2 screws, which are AP screws. These here, and we've got to connect that to the poop deck. And for some reason today I'm having difficulty on doing these screws. I don't know why, but there we go. So we just want 2 of those for today, for now. So again, place that onto the poop deck like that. Being careful not to damage your crane. Just get your screwdriver and then get these connected and attached to the poop deck. There we go. Just line them up and then I'll get my other screwdriver to tighten those up. So yeah, there's the top view, guys, and these are what I'm screwing in just there. And this is instruction 6, attaching this crane to the poop deck. That'll be nice and tight. That's how that's looking, guys. That's pretty cool. Love it. Last of all, instruction 7, we've now got to apply that to the model. And basically this has just got to go to the front of the ship. So I'm not going to bring it down, as I've said. I'm going to just glue that. We've got to put a little bit of glue on those pins and attach it, and I'll take a little screenshot of that just so you see where it looks. Might do it off the mag or actually off the model, but I'm going to do that now, and that is it for this first part of the video. And there you have it, guys, just that bit there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows in. You can see I'm holding this freehand. I've just placed that little section just there, saves getting it down. As you can see, here it is in its fame and glory at the minute. But you can see why I'm not taking it down, guys, to bring to the table, unless we've got a big amount of parts to put to it. But yeah, there it is. That's what we've just attached for the end of this issue. So let's move on, get on to the next magazine and next issue. So yeah, that's what we've done. Fitted the panel, and we've got these 2 cranes on the poop deck. I'm going to put that to one side, and let's get in to issue 127. Again, I'll take a picture, guys, a screenshot of the parts we've got in this issue, and then we'll get straight into it. But coming up next week, 128, we've got crane boom, upright. Let me turn this around, I can't read upside down. We've got the crane boom, upright, hook, washer, cable ties, motor, pegs, pins, crane base, brackets and screws. So I think we're doing more cranes. Great. Look forward to that. So yeah, let's quickly look through this mag. Yeah, I'll take a screenshot of that in a sec. You can see what parts we've got. This is what we're doing. This part of the issue now, this part of the video. Pretty busy one. And that's what it's going to be looking like at the end of today's video of everything we've done. So let's crack on. So let's get these parts out, which you've just seen a diagram of what we've got. So that's one of the pieces, plastic. Got some screws, AP screws. Oh, a lot of add-on details there. Just double check you've got nothing in the envelope at the bottom, guys. Yep, all that's clear to do, get rid, put in the bin. Right, so what I'm going to do, instruction 1, is take 127A, which is the bulkhead, and what I'm going to do is turn this how it's looking on the diagram in front of you guys, just so I know what I'm doing, and I'll show you the right way around. So I need to get that there like that, and then we're going to take these little, what are these called, 1, 2, 7, 6 connectors. I was going to say connectors as well. And all these at the minute are being attached by AP screws. So I've got a nice bag of AP screws here, chuck them on there. So first of all, what we need to do is push these over these holes like this. Now you've got a little D shape, if you want to call it that. So they're only going one way. So let's get that one on. Basically these are going onto this bulkhead and they connect to the poop deck, hence the name connectors. You can only put them one way. You couldn't put that on because it's not got that little slit. It's got to be that side like that. So you ain't got to worry which way you put them on, if you put them on right, etc. Because they will only go on one way. Let's get my other screwdriver. It's got a bit more teeth on there. Screw them in nice and tight. Yeah, that's those two connectors in. Now for the third one, put that on there, get that screwed in, guys, and we'll move on to the next instruction. Now after connecting all those connectors to the bulkhead, we need to bring the poop deck over, carefully turn it upside down, and then what we're going to do is apply that to the deck like so. And I would hold it like that, guys, to be fair, because you don't want to damage any cranes you've just built. Carefully put the screw in, the AP screw, and then screw that to your deck. So I'm going to get that done, and then we will move on to instruction 2. Now I've brought this deck, which we did a few issues ago. I'll turn over the poop deck. You've got these little slit things here. I'm going to go in those holes there. So I would have thought all we have to do, just place them over like so. Look at that. There we go. A bit more of the deck, guys. And then what we're going to do is now connect that deck to the poop deck with some AP screws. So yeah, let's get that done. Screw those in nice and tight. Just be mindful of your cranes this side, guys, not to damage anything. As you can see how I'm holding it, seems to be working okay. What I'm going to do now is this side, so I can even that out. So it's not putting all pressure on one side of the deck, if that makes sense. There you go. So those two APs, I'm going to put those other two AP screws in there, and then we'll be moving swiftly on to instruction 4. Now instruction 4, it's all about putting these plant on details, guys. So we've got a lot to do here. First of all, I'm going to put these two ladders on. So if I just get over my glue it, which is from a place called The Range in the UK. We'll apply a little bit of glue to either side of the ladder, and we'll apply that to the deck. There we go. That's that done. And then you want this pin going into the deck, like so, and then just rest that, like that. Look at that, beautiful. Just hold that into place for a second or two, just so the glue can take. Whilst doing that, I'm just going to look in my drawer here. Yeah, brilliant. I've got some more glue here, as I think I'm going to need it. So let's do this other one. Very therapeutic. Kids are all in bed now. I'm in my studio. Quiet, peaceful. Love it. Probably the dog will start barking in a minute. No, she won't. She's asleep. There we go. That's that in. Right, they will dry in a second or two, but you get the gist. There you go. 2 ladders are now fitted to the poop deck. Right, so what we're doing next then? Now what we're going to do is bring, I think we've got these things here, 3. I'm just looking now where they've got to go on the deck. Yeah, I think they're going to be here. So we're going to be putting them in that hole there, that one and that one, 3 all together. So how we do this, guys, is basically, if your cranes, if you're looking at your model, you've got your cranes like that. So I'll just turn that around and show you. That's how you're looking at it. These 3, what they call vents, will be going just there. So just turn that round, and they have got D-shape pins, so you can only put them in one way. What you want to be doing is just do a dry fit and show you like that. That's how it's going to go. And you're going to be putting these other 2 away like that. So that's how it's going to look at the end of this instruction. We've got a bit of glue, push it in the poop deck. Find sometimes it's always good to do a dry fit, guys, and you know where you're at then. Not going to make any mistakes, even though I do. You know me, guys, if you've watched the channel, I do make mistakes. God, I've even done a playlist on mistakes and bloopers. Check that out if you want, it's fun. Right, anyway, there's all the funnels. And that's taken us right through from instruction 4 with the ladders, a pair of ladders, all the way through to instruction 5 where we've now put the funnels. So let's keep cracking on. Now for instruction 6, we're applying these storage boxes. So we've got 2 of those. Now if you're wondering, these little diagrams, which way have they got to be? They've got to be facing that way, away from the funnels. But if you're a bit worried if you're going to get it right, you've got a big pin, a little pin, and a big hole and a little hole, so you can only put them in one way. Let's put a little bit of glue on that. Carefully push that into place. There you go. Same with the other one. Brilliant. There you go. Beautiful. And that is it, guys. That was instruction 6 of putting those storage boxes to the poop deck. That's how that's looking. Stay tuned to the end, guys. I'll give you a little nice glory shot of all the bits we've done. Ladders, cranes, funnels, storage boxes, attaching the poop deck. I'll show you all at the end, so stay tuned for that and come back next time for more Titanic from Hatchetpartworks. And that is it for this time, guys, for the Titanic from Hatchetpartworks. It's been a pretty cool 2 issues. It's all been about the poop deck. We've done another crane, we fitted a panel to the hull, and we've also now fitted the poop deck to the aft well deck. So it's looking pretty cool, guys. It is looking really cool. I do apologise not for moving this monstrosity of a thing, this massive build, just to put that little panel on. I thought I'd just do that off screen and then just show you how it looked. It's just a bit of a nightmare. I keep taking this down, up and down, just for little pieces. Unless I'm doing a lot of work on it, then I'll bring it down to the desk, under the camera and under the lights. But thanks for watching, guys. Do appreciate that. There'll be more Titanic coming next week, so stay tuned for that. And remember to give us a big like. We'd really appreciate that. But for now, that is it, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.